Okay, so these are 7 issues I have with Dead by Daylight that I think most of you guys will find in common, whether you guys play Killer or Survivor, but probably mostly Survivor, especially if you main solo queue such as myself. And if you are new to the channel, please like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. The goal is to try to reach 3,000 subs. I've been trying to reach that since the beginning of time, but we'll see if we actually get there. Okay, solo queue, there's like no natural comms, right? And I mean, it's no mistake. It's supposed to be like that, I guess, right? But I think that in the beginning of DBD, they actually had it where you couldn't even play with Swifts. And that's what people say, I'm not going to play, right? Because you got to have some type of comms against Killer to a degree. But the fact that we don't have natural comms just makes solo queue such a boring game. And it's just such a predictable, nightmarish game. First of all, let me just explain what DBD is. Because people really think that you can really balance Dead by Daylight. But in my opinion, I just don't think you can. It says DBD is an asymmetric multiple player game, meaning it has an imbalance between the number of players on each side. The game also has elements of randomness or RNG. DBD also has a competitive scene where teams of players play custom matches against each other in other tournaments and stuff like that. Which means like when you watch Team Eternal, Elysium, when they play, you know, they pretty much make up arbitrary rules, etc. I'm not gonna get into that as much. I just kind of want to talk about these 7 things, but I will mention some of those things later, right? As far as like when people bring up the comp scene and they bring up, you know, well, what's possible and probable. Well, hey, it must just be you and how you play, and look at these players type stuff, right? First off, the issue with solo queue. They have done so much to try to help solo queue. I give the devs credit. They have give us these type of indications or indicators to let survivors know, hey, these people is on the chest, somebody's on a gen, someone's in chase, etc. Because especially against like Chucky, I can imagine if we didn't even have the toggle meter or whatever that wiggles to let us know if like that person's being chased, because Chucky has footsteps. So if we didn't even have that, imagine we didn't even know which direction Chucky would be coming, who is he chasing, right? Which would be even more terrifying. But also just the fact that, like, you know, MMR have not really been a thing in this game for real. It hasn't really worked, and you are playing with people with simply new hours. Even if you have like 1,000 hours, 2,000, 6,000 hours, or even my hours at 8,000, you still don't know exactly what that teammate is doing if you're not in comms, and you're just pretty much like taking a public transportation every time you play DBD. You just get on and you don't know who's all around you. That's pretty much what DBD is. I got 8,000 hours. I got somebody who got 8 hours. Does that make sense? And it's really easier for Killer to take even like a weak killer. Let's say, I don't know, let's say Trapper. Let's say people think Trapper is still weak. It's easier for him to steamroll and win a game because we just simply don't have comps. We don't have call outs. We can't simply say, hey, there's a trap in the basement. He's camping. We can't say that. Even if you're playing with a 2-man, right? There's people I play with solo queue. But even then, we also are playing with other people who also may be in Swift, and we just don't have that communication, right? So although, you know, these killers will get destroyed and against a Swift, a lot of people play solo queue, and I think that's the issue in this community. We ignore solo queue players for the most part, right? They get upset that why people go next, why do people quit, because solo queue is unbearable. I get very irritated when people get upset that people, well, why do you go next? Why do you even go next? Well, I got one time to not see you on a generator. I got one time to not let you be the same survivor that is complaining that I go next. Why do people give up and go hood? Why do people give up, you know, just to play the game? Why do you play DBD to not actually do the objective? We're going to die. Y'all do know that, right? Like, we only have so much time to try to get these gens done. They already added 10 seconds since 6.1.0 patch to each gen. So it takes even longer. And that's not even counting the gen regression perks. And you're not on a gen, you're in the basement hanging out. Cool, I'm just gonna go next. Hey, can I play the game I wanna play? You know, I always get that, right? I message them, hey, why are you not on the gen? I'll play how I wanna play. Fine, let me give him a go next. Maybe that's fun for me. Is that petty? Probably, right? So solo queue is a nightmare. We all know how that is. And I'm not even going to get into people sandbagging. I'm not even going to get into people running up to Killer and trying to meme with them just to try to get attention and being a simp for killers. I'm not going to get into that, but it's been very nightmarish. Number 2, let's talk about buff to killer. You guys, I get it. I get it. You guys want to play with Billy. You guys want to play with tricksters. You guys, all the killers that literally gotten buffed. Okay. I'm talking about you want to play with the Nightmare on Elm Street. You want to play with all these killers. And I get it. The kill rate doesn't. If killer isn't chosen all that much, but the kill rate is pretty high, I understand that. Okay, well maybe they just aren't chosen that much for you to see, what their potential really could be against really good survivors because they did not play as much. But again, you guys are it's like the devs only listen to people who they see either in comp scenes or like very good Swift teams. Which very good Swift team, the devs even put out, by the way, that the best highest MMR Swift team didn't skip more than 48% of the time. And you guys are steady buffing these killers against average, below average players. Do you not understand that it's not like we are only going against these killers that are only going against good survivors? These same killers are going against weak survivors who don't know. I don't think killers really pay attention or understand or appreciate how hard it is to really play and understand how to be good at Survivor. I really do. I remember my first day playing DBD and I didn't know what I was doing to now. 4 years later, I don't think they really understand how stupid it is to just assume that it's just easy and, oh, you got comms. Every killer assumes that you're in comms. Every killer assumes that you're playing in the Swift, and we all must have 20,000 hours. Like, we must all just be that dude or that girl that played this. That's what I don't understand. And then it's like they constantly buff like the pig, and they buff all of these killers that are weak. And then it's like they got the nerve to BM you when they catch you with bloodlust that have gotten, since 6.1.0 patch. They buff that to where it kicks in a lot faster, right? So these are base mechanics. These are not just things that are just like a perk or it's just an add-on or it's just exclusive to certain killers. Like people be like, well, you know what? Certain killers could really benefit from bloodlust, like Trapper, and M1 or basic attack killers. But do you not understand that Vecna still would still get bloodlust? Do you not understand that the Yardist, Nurse, all of them will still get bloodlust? It's the base mechanic in the game. It is not a perk. It is not a specific add-on. It is the base mechanic in the game. So why do you guys keep bringing that up as if like only certain killers can do? No, they all can get it. And I done played against multiple killers, no matter if they were, again, you gotta think, I have 8,000 hours, so I'm not bad in chase. Yes, I'll have some bad days, but I'm not bad in chase naturally because I played this game for a while. And yeah, I will still have killers gaining bloodlust, even though they've been buffed, and so I still have to go with these BS hitbox. Stop telling me it's just due to ping. I personally think it's more than just ping at this point. I am so tired of me getting hit on the other side just to get hit, just because. It's like, I done seen killers literally say that I know that hit was BS. They said it themselves. I know that hit was BS. And you're gonna sit here and act as if like something's always just always ping. And let's just say if it is, it just always seems to be convenient on the killer side. Like survivors know at this point, anytime they finna go for a window vote, they know they're not about to make it. It's about to hit right on the other side. It does not make sense. Buffing Ghostface to where he have to look at you a certain way for you to finally get the stalk off. That makes no sense to me. And then the killer got the nerve to beat him like they outplayed you. No, the devs outplayed. I got out DBD'd. I don't say I get outplayed. I got out DBD'd. Does that make sense? That means you're not outplaying me through skill. It's not like I'm vaulting and then you went on the other side and you outread me on the other side, or you fake like you was about to hit me on one side and you came on the other side. No, you simply just hit me through a window and you was able to get that. You simply just, I don't know, have Vecna who can block pallets, who can shoot his skulls and somehow able to hit me. You have a Houndmaster who have a dog that can prevent you from grabbing. I had a guy literally say that the Houndmaster is not anti-loop. Okay, let me explain something to you. Do you not understand that the Houndmaster can not only obviously have a dog can grab you from getting to a pallet, but even if you miss, let's say if you dodge the dog and the dog went on the other side. If you go on the other side of the pallet, it seems like there's no other way for you to go, right? The killer knows there's no other way for you to go, but that dog will still be on the other side and still be able to grab you and attack you and pull you away from the pallet. Like, what are you talking about? Like, these are not anti-loop. The guy even said Dracula was not an anti-loop killer. Can he not act like he's Pyramid Head and uses flames or whatever to make an obvious path in your chase to, okay, like Pyramid Head, you know how he can zone you out, a good Pyramid Head, right? Instead of him just like, using his power just to try to hit you from a pallet, he'll just zone you out. He'll act like he's about to use his power, and he'll either get close enough to you, he can basic attack you, or he can just use his power if you take a vault, or if you try to throw the pallet. That's anti-loop. These are no longer basic attack killer, and they do this all for survivors who have been nerfed tremendously since 6.1.0 patch. Am I lying or am I flying? This is literally that. Okay. And just the BMs. The BMs in this game. My God, when I tell you, it's just like I've literally had a clown who just said, I am just about to dry humping. We always figured out new ways just to be petty. That's just how it is in this game. We find new ways to be petty. We find new ways to be toxic. But only survivors can be toxic. See, the issue I have is that when the killer are clearly the power role, it's called Dead by Daylight. It's an imbalanced game. Yes, it's 4 survivors versus 1. That killer has to be stronger. But when the devs are making this game the way it is, and then just to have somebody rub it in your face. And I'm trying to really like bring up 6.1.0 patch, because I want y'all to understand that was the patch that killers did not care if it was fair or not. They just said it's our turn. It's our turn to just dominate. We're gonna rule, but it's the devs that are allowing it, and I feel bad for the newer players. Imagine now, if you are new, you're new. You don't know any better. But these are so you're scared, you're excited, whatever, right? You're not supposed to be good when you just started playing DBD. You're not supposed to be goated. You're not supposed to be able to run killers 5 gens these days. You really can't now. I mean, almost every killer has some type of anti-loop metric to their game style, to their mechanic. So it's really hard to even run killers these days, especially with the increase of bloodlust and to be working to these maps. But imagine being a newer survivor and you are playing with somebody who's in solo queue such as myself. It's frustrating. Stop just blaming Sables. It's not just Sables. Sables are Sables. I love saying Sables. Like y'all create these narratives in your head that it's just specific players. I done had an Ace. I done had a Jeff. I done had a lot of people who these favorite survivors people love to play as do the lot stupid stuff every single time. And to have a killer literally just like, I'm just gonna BM, I'm just gonna dry hump you on the ground. It's just very frustrating at this point. I mean, I'm talking about just bleeding out. And then yet the devs allow it to happen. Right? Like the devs just literally allow it to happen. But then hey, it's called that shiny new object syndrome or effect, where it's like, hey, we're gonna make it. I'm just gonna make more cosmetics for you guys. I'm gonna make Rift. The new Rift is ass that we just got too, by the way. Like it's ass for Survivor. It's really cool for killers, of course. It's always gonna be cool for killer. That's all they do for Survivor. Hey, here's the new cosmetic for Sable. Okay, we're gonna shut up. It's just harder for OG or veteran players. It's just harder for us, especially who main solo queue. I had a guy literally say, if you can basically control your MMR even if you're in solo queue, so you shouldn't be at low MMR in solo queue. See, only a killer main who says that needs to be jawed. Not in real life, just on the game. Like love tap on the game, not in real life. But like when people say stuff like that, that's why I'm done arguing with people in this game when it comes to like Twitter. I'm done, because you hear what you want to hear, and it's to be petty. And I know you, and the same killers that say, oh, you don't play Survivor, Survivors don't play killers, y'all clearly don't play Survivor in solo queue. Y'all, especially in solo queue, y'all clearly don't. Y'all clearly do not. For you to say something so stupid, it's simple as escaping. If you escape or you die. And how many people are goated in escape? I don't see many comp players, such as Nightlight and them, try to do solo queue escape streaks and do not escape. Not even close to half the time, okay? So he's considered one of the best players in the world in this game. Number 4, I'm just talking about the toxic community. Again, and it's kind of a good segue. There's no facts I can ever bring up there's no facts I can ever bring up in this community that talks about ever, and I mean ever, about the kill rates. I'm not saying the kill rates tell the complete story. I'm not saying like you're Freddy, so he has 61 kill rate %, but then he's really chosen and people hate playing with him. I understand that. But I'm talking about the average. The average is simply being, hey, most killers aren't performing under 56%. Like as a total, as a team, as the power role, as the role of killer, 56% is the kill rate. Now it's crazy because people will go to the nightlight.dg website to show me the pick rates and be quick to show me, well, look, see, this killer isn't even chosen that much. The twins aren't even chosen that much. They're not even chosen. The scope merchant, they're not even chosen that much. So the fact that you're even complaining, they'll use that same website. But then if I use that website to talk about the kill rate and say, hey, you guys average at least a 2 kill every game. At least that most games you guys get at least 2 people out, 2 people die, 2 people escape. Meaning you're just 1 play away from like averaging a win each time you play, right? Versus Survivor like me, I die every single match. I can't bring that same website to validate anything because it's not supposed to mean anything. Oh, the devs are hiding the true stats. They're hiding things. See, there's no facts. It's just ad hominem attacks and personal feelings. And a lot of times I can handle it if it's trolling, but I'm willing to bet it's not. I'm willing to bet it's not. I really think that people really think that they know what they're talking about, but we can't just go off what we think. We have to go off data to some extent. And I just think that in this community, on top of that too, like survivors, please, I did not forget about y'all. You cannot have a bad game. You cannot have a bad chase as survivor. You can't be in a tournament. You can't do nothing in this game without somebody trying to call you ass. I don't care. It could just be one match, one game. We are humans, especially if we're streaming. We can't do that one time and let that be clipped. And it's like people write you off. But then these are the same people. They have no content. No one watches them. No one knows who they are. So we can't even judge how y'all play. These are the same survivors that would miss a flashlight save and just DC. Give up on hook, right? I can't go down against an Eerie Hatchet Huntress ever. That can't ever be a thing without y'all trying to prove a point and complain. It's just insane to me. There's nothing we can bring up. There's nothing we can talk about. And it's just we are always at each other's necks and throats. Only when it comes like these holiday events and cosmetic, that's the only time we come together. When it comes to anything else, the trying to balance the game, killers don't want it to be. I'm just convinced killer want just an easy ride. We understand that. See, I understand killer's supposed to win. Killer is the easy road, but like when y'all make this game unbearable and the devs are listening to that, and then you get to stand over my body and dry hump and then just slug and bleed out, and that's allowable. That's allowable. It just makes it tougher to want to continue playing this game and making content. I mean, I'm already not getting the views I want to get, and I'm doing this shit every day. Excuse my language. But it's just like, yo, and then somebody will see this and be cry more and all the other stuff. It's just such a jawable face, such a punchable face. Only in the game. Like, seriously, only in the game, maybe. Just such a punchable face. But it's all good, though. It's internet. I ain't on that. No one's worth my time or my freedom. Okay. Yeah, and then I was talking about number 5, the devs allowing certain play styles and slugging. You know, the camping and slugging and tunneling. There's nothing you can do at all. If you are especially a Twitch streamer, if you are a content creator, certain cosmetics, I know people have seen my content, and there's certain cosmetics I wear with my Nia, I don't even like or feel comfortable wearing more than half the time here. I don't even feel comfortable wearing certain cosmetics because I think, and it's not an ego thing, but I have been making content in this community for 4 years. It's not even an ego thing, but I am convinced that there are people who've seen my cosmetics, and it seems like anytime I put on the pink hair with the black top, with the red black checker pants, anytime I've done that, I swear to God, I just gotten killers that said I got to prove a point. I got to come after you. And there's no perks you can run. There's no perks. Let me be very clear, killers. Y'all know there are no perks I can run at all that will stop me from being tunneled, camped, and slugged. There's no perks. If you want to, there are killers that it's to prove a point. See, the killers have agency in this game. We all have agency in this game to kind of really do what we want. We don't have to do the objective. We don't have to kill. We can just let the survivors go. We can not do generators. But there's nothing that can stop a killer from a survivor from being tunneled. Run one OTR, okay? You'll just chase me the entire time. Run Unbreakable, okay? You'll just camp my body and just wait till I get up and just knock it back down. If I'm streaming, you'll just snipe me, right? You're a good shooter. You'll just snipe me. I mean, there's nothing I can do. And it's to prove a point. Okay? It's literally to prove a point. And this is just me personally. I just want to talk. I mean, I'm not going to talk too much about, the slugging because we already know how certain. I've kind of pretty much covered that stuff. For me personally, yeah, hard to grow. This is just for me personally. I don't know. I've been playing this game for a while. I don't know if it's just like I'm not making certain content the right way or whatever. Because when you're making content, you can't just. I was trying to tell one of my managers this at work. He was just like, you're like try to make content that you love, and like, no, that's not. It sounds good. It sounds, philosophical, but no. Reality is you have to make content that people will watch and actually type in search. So you pretty much have to try to make stuff that people will watch, and you have to hope while you're competing with those people that you get a loyal fan base. But see, me trying to play Survivor and solo queue, I mean, it is fun to watch. If you're ever like watching streams, you guys gotta check out the live stream. You gotta check out the live stream. I do got merch. If you guys stayed this long, I do have merch. You can check out the merch. I mean, it's not the point of the video, but I do have to pretty much promote it. It is on my channel. I do have merch. I have hoodies. I have a mug. I have shirts. You know, it's called "You Cannot Guard Me." Most of the time, you know how this game is. They're making it pretty much harder every day to try to cross up these killers because these killers get handheld. It's just been harder. I have not been. I've been trying to be consistent as much as I can. I do a podcast series. I do that. You guys ever want to check that out? Every Monday at 7 a.m. Central Times. And I just pretty much, you know, it's called the Survivor Side Story Podcast, or it should just be called the Survivor Side Podcast. Who knows? But I just talk as Nia. I just pretty much just either read stuff from Reddit. I either just talk about the game. But the point of what I'm saying is that I've been trying, and I don't like the idea that every time I try in this game, I'm trying to make content. It's like, I don't know. It's just been hard. Then it's like, well, why don't you just play killer? Why don't you go and try to be a killer? Well, I just do not have fun as killer. I don't care to play killer. I know killer can be very challenging. I'm not saying killer is that easy to where I can jump and go against very good survivors. That's not what I'm saying. But I am saying is that it is not simple. It has not been simple for me. And I'm starting to get, like, when you mixing in the fact that it's been just, you know, hell after hell after hell in this game, and I'm not even getting the views the way I think I want. It's like I got to do something else. I got to do variety just for my mental health. Like, I don't know if I want to take a break from this game. I don't know what I might want to do. I really do not know. But I just know I'm not having fun. And what is the point of playing again? And now I'm starting to feel like it's work. Even my job is not even as stressful as this game. I'm dead ass serious. I mean, my job is, it has ups and downs. I mean, I wash dishes. So I'm usually to myself, listening to my music, watching my shows. My job, where I work a 9 to 5, where I have managers around me, it's not even as stressful as this game, y'all. This game is that stressful to stream. This game is that stressful to play. And imagine if I had TTV in my name, I would definitely get sniped every time. I get tunneled out regardless. Like, it's not fun, and I'm not even growing as much as I could be. So it gets very old. It gets very stressed. And like the last point, I guess my conclusion is real simple. I was gonna talk about the new players' corruption. I guess I could talk about it. It's just real simple. I don't think it takes too long for a newer player to like listen to veteran players who are very toxic themselves, whether they're a survivor, whether they're a killer, to pretty much, you know, jump into that role of thinking that they are entitled to win every single game as killer, or these survivors are entitled to, you know, get every flashlight save, or, you know, you can freely run up to a killer and take a body block hit with OTR while it's still activated and then get mad when the killer tunnels you out the game. Like, it's not that long. I remember I was arguing with a girl who had 300 hours, and she just, swear to God, she just knew everything about DBD, and she just been playing for like 300 hours. So I just pretty much wanted to just talk about that. We already know how easily it is for them to be corrupted in this community with other players. Trust me, that was me in the beginning until I started to learn and do my own research, and I started to understand that. In conclusion, is it worth it? Am I done? I do not know. Part of me still want to play. I don't think I would be completely done. I think that with DBD, the blissful thing is you can have your up days, your down days, your good days, your bad days on both sides. You can have your fun days, whatever. But it's just going against the new Freddy, which you already know how that's going to be, especially people who've been asking for this rework for like a very long time. I'm not against the guy having reworks. I'm not against the killers having tweaks. But when you are making a game consistently where it's like Survivor's not even getting anything that's like really fun, outside of them taking out like the skill expression that people never really knew about, you know, like burning the Wraith out of his cloak, burning, I don't know, the nurse before she can get like in her another blink or phase or whatever, you know, burning away the crows from the artist. They took away a lot, but I just think in this game right now, I'm just really feeling like, I don't know, it's just time and time and time again. Yesterday I had like a very bad stream. It was just very bad. And I just think like this slugging meta and killers wanting to keep pouring on and on. See, the problem I have is that when you have people who want to be petty, you're at their mercy. Like, you're hoping that they're not going to be petty. I'm not saying hoping like you won't, like, oh, I hope you give me hatch. No, I'm saying it's like you are literally in a circumstance situation where you do not know if the killer is just going to be nice and not slug, not tunnel, or just to waste your time to prove a point. And the devs know about it. And I don't know why y'all don't, when these Q&As happen, why don't y'all ask about this? Why y'all keep asking who's going to get more cosmetics? Why do y'all do that? It makes no sense to me. And it really bothers me. But it shows me how this community is and where their priorities lie. I might want to do variety just for my mental health. I might want to upload variety. I want to do different stuff. I just don't think I can just do DBD at this point. Like DBD really got to the point now where it's just like I don't know. Like I don't know what I'm doing with this game. I really do not know. Cause it's one thing if I was growing. I'm not asking for like no pity likes or no pity nothing. If you don't like the videos, that's fine. If you don't like the streams, that's fine. But I'm doing all of this, spending money, y'all. I'm spending bread on this game. I have 2 editors because I'm so busy at work. And you know, for me to be doing all of that just to not even get the views because I'm a Survivor man, I'm tired of making these Survivor complaining videos where it seems like you just go through one ear and out the other. I'm not an OG like some of these other Survivor mans that you guys been watching who seem to have a staple in making content about funny clips and funny. I try, y'all. That's the thing that sucks. All a man can do and all a man or woman can do is try. And you do all of this just to feel like it's getting nowhere, and it just sucks. But I have to do some thinking. I really do not know. But I'm trying my best, just continuous. You know, I know I got people who watch, but I'm just getting to that point where I'm just starting to get like burnt out and feel hopeless, to be honest. Especially if the game is just gonna be going down the direction that it's going down. So I don't know. That's just my thoughts. You guys let me know what you guys think. Are you guys burnt out of DBD? If you are a veteran Survivor, especially Survivor, I think Killer, you guys are having a ball. I think with Killer, I think you guys are having a very good time. I think that, I mean, if you are a Killer man, it's not that hard for you. If you are struggling as Killer, you are like the very small percent. You are the very small percent of players. You are not normal, because the average is at least 55, 56%. And the way they are just reworking Killer now, all these anti-loop killers, you guys should be having a ball. It's called Dead by Daylight, so I know you guys are supposed to be the stronger role. I read the AI information in the beginning. It literally shows that, but that's just like my opinion. That's just like what I think. But it's also facts of what the dev said. So, all right, I'm out, y'all. Please like, share, subscribe if you guys are interested. And yeah, if nothing else, have a blessed day. Stay safe and peace.